All I got was,
Jefferson County Court, law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session with the jail review docket. First case that we have is cause number 23CCCR0892. Case is style the state of Texas versus Kimberly Renee Burnett. Ms. Burnett, is that your full name? Ms. Burnett, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Burnett, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Burnett, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Burnett? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Burnett. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Lindsay Scott. Attorney Scott, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Ms. Scott, do you waive a record in Ms. Burnett's case? Ms. Burnett, Ms. Burnett State is represented in this case by Attorney Colby Hoffbar. Attorney Hoffbar, how are you doing?
good, thank you.
Now, Ms. Burnett, I have before me a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Kimberly Renee Burnett, on or about June 20th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of interfering with emergency required for assistance. Ms. Burnett, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Ms. Burnett, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Burnett, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials on the line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Now, Ms. Burnett, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Ms. Scott, go over these documents with you?
Yes, you do.
And did you read and understand everything that she went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Burnett, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit 1 into evidence?
Yes, sir.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Scott, you've advised and counseled Ms. Burnett. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Burnett, your attorney, Ms. Scott, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Scott, I will accept your, Ms. Burnett, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The exchange for a plea of guilty or no contest, state has agreed to recommend 30 days in Jefferson County Jail and court costs, defendant has credit for 30 days. We'd ask this to be time served and tax return on the court file.
Ms. Burnett, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 30 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, you will not be required to pay the court costs. Ms. Burnett, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Ms. Burnett, I'll follow the people who are in agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Burnett, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand on the X that's on the floor next to your attorney. Follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day. Ms. Scott, this is your only case.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day as well.